estate have been licensed less than a year? A year? More than a year? More than 5 years? Okay. So, hopefully, like I said, we can come up with some ideas together. I want you to give me feedback. Tell me if you've used any of these ideas, if they work for you, if you are interested in more information. You have my name here. I'll put my phone number or give you my card before you leave, and you're welcome to call me and ask me questions to further if we don't get through the discussion, okay? So we have 30 minutes. I'll start out by saying I am not a big tech person, okay? I do use the computer. I've learned more in the last 13 years in real estate that when I started real estate, I could turn the computer on and off and I could play games on the computer. That's all I could do. So I've learned a lot in the last 13 years, but I'm not as tech savvy as some people. So, and when I started real estate, because of that, I started what we call old school hard way. I mean, I did everything, and I still do. I use way less paper than I used to, but I still use paper. I still have to write things down. I believe in personal contact. Okay, I believe that we're all born with the need to have personal contact. Yes, I love Facebook. That's about the only thing I have. But I love Facebook, and I do post on Facebook my listings and so forth and like that. I have LinkedIn, but I believe that I need to talk to you. You need to talk to me. I need to see your face. I need to touch you. When I started real estate 13 years ago, we had a group of young people, wonderful, and they were talking about, I feel funny saying that, we had a group of young people that were talking about, Facebook, Instagram, or those things, that they could do. And I said, that is wonderful. I said, but I'm telling you now, I don't care if you're dealing with a 20-year-old or a 60-year-old. If all you're doing is emailing them, texting them, but texting them, Facebooking them, your business will not grow. What? I said, it's going to come a day. How many emails? Look on your phone right now. Look on your phone. How many emails do you have in your inbox? I'm serious. Give me some numbers. How many? Which Which inbox? 952. Go ahead. Somebody else? 1258. 1259. How many? 1300. Anybody else? How many? Seriously.
I got a junk email.
Yeah.
Okay, you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what's happening? How many of you, at the end of the day, like I do the same thing. You click this little box up here at the top, first email, and you shift. And I learned that long time ago, and it's the neatest thing, and you shift and hit the next 300 emails and go, boom. Listen, I get annoyed. How many of you get text? How many text messages you got in your box today that you haven't read? Okay, and let me say this. Let me reiterate this. I'm not saying that technology is not good. We all know that's not true. But I'm saying to you, you're all born with an innate, you need human touch. Okay? So, with that being said, today I'm going to talk to you about several things you can do to get that human touch. But there's 3 things that I've got, or 4 things I've got written down that you'll have to do in order to be successful at this. Make a plan. If you do not make, and let me tell you, when I'm standing here talking to you, telling you this stuff, every bit of this stuff I'm talking to myself, because I did not think this was the right way to do it until I'm going to say last 5 years. Make a plan. Every year you need to sit down around October, November, I say October, and start with what you're going to do. What are you going to do next year to build your business? Make that list. And why did I say October? Because it needs to be solidified by December 31st. So January 1st, 2nd, you can hit the ground running. But it may change. You may sit there and think things, Google, look up, talk to people, and say, oh, well, I've got 20 things here, but I can't do 20 things. And you can't, don't try to do everything. You can't. So everything I'm telling you today, do not. If you take one thing away, be consistent with it. But make a plan. If you don't have a plan, you have nothing. Okay? Second thing, be consistent. That was my hardest thing. You have to be consistent. If you feel, whatever you think you want to do, if you think that you're going to do it one time a year, no, it's not going to work. I've been there. I've tried it. All right, be consistent. The next thing, nurture. Nurture your people. Who is your sphere? Are you nurturing these people? Are you reaching out to them? How are you contacting them? Shooting them an email? Because they probably got 1,259 in their box too, or 2,000. How are you reaching out to them? Time management, okay? I am the world's worst person. I'm telling you right now, I'm the world's worst person, okay? You see this? This is my best friend. I'm sorry, I'm old. I'll take it. But this is my best friend. But if I don't use this the right way, it'll happen. Okay, I have to look at it every night, every Sunday afternoon, I have to look at it. Now, what does it look like? Well, I'm being brave today because I'm getting to show you what it looks like. It's a hot mess. It's a hot mess, but it's my hot mess, okay? I know what's going on with it, okay? I'm gonna start. I'm just gonna flip through a few pages so you can see what my hot mess looks like. If I've done it, I check it. If I haven't done it, I cross it out. Either put it on the next day or, then we'll do that anyway. Wasn't important. But that's my hot, and it gets worse as the year goes on, you see. It gets worse as the year goes by. The front pages were neat. These are not neat. Okay? But what happens is, I get to the point where I just jot in, do this, do this, do this. That doesn't cut it. From 9 to 10, I need to be on the phone calling people. From 10 to 11, I need to be writing notes. From 11 to 1, I don't have lunch. 1 to 2, if I do that, then I can see the results. But when I do this, I get all mixed up. Things do not get done. My 1 to 2? 1 to 2, I might, it just depends on what the day's going, really. But I try to make time to make phone calls. I try to make time to write handwrite 2 or 3. I don't try to sit there. You cannot, don't say from 9 to 12 you're gonna write notes. Listen, no. So you're gonna do it for 30 minutes, but let me tell you something. When that 30 minutes is up, stop. Put the pen down. I don't care if you're in the middle of a sentence. Put the pen down and go to the next thing. Okay? Now, if you got 3 words, like, go ahead and write 3 words. But set you a timer, but do not sit there and make phone calls for 2 hours. Don't do that. Because you're gonna burn out. You're not gonna like that. But whatever you do, be consistent. Do it on a continual basis. Now, I'm not gonna be in the office like now. I bet I'm not in the office twice a week. Why? I'm selling real estate. I'm meeting with buyers. I'm meeting with listings. I'm trying to, so. But the days that you have to make time. Okay, just like if you have to make time to cook dinner, you have to make time to do laundry, you have to make time to change the oil in your car, you have to make time to mow the grass, you have to make time to do real estate. If you don't make time, it's not going to grow. I tell agents in my office all the time, if you work a 9 to 5 job, 5 days a week, but you decided, and they're going to pay you a salary, you're going to get $500 a week. And you decide, well, I really don't want to work 3 hours on Tuesday. I'm gonna take Tuesday, okay, good. I don't really want to work Thursday. After a while, do you think your boss is gonna keep giving you a paycheck on Friday for 5 days a week, 40 hours a day? It's not gonna take maybe but 1 week, if that long. Same thing with your real estate. But you have to have a schedule because we all have families. See, if you work 9 to 5, you get off at 5 o'clock, hopefully you spend time with your family. If you don't do that in real estate, what happens? You have to make time for your family, you have to make time for vacation, but you have to make time for your business. Because if you don't, it won't be there. Okay? So these habits will help your business be more consistent. Real estate's highs and lows, always. But when you're in that low, you won't go as low because people are still gonna know who you are. You're gonna be in their face. I started out probably a year ago. I'm from Parkton. And I started out probably a year ago. I wrote on your town, do this, not really. So now there's not many people, if you go to Parkton to go to real estate agent, they're not gonna say my name. But let me tell you this, that has been a lot of consistency, a lot of hard work, and a lot of hours to get there in 13 years. 13 years. So it's not an overnight thing. You have to be determined and you have to do what it takes. And I'm doing what it takes, but I didn't do what it takes. I should have been there a long time ago. So that's what I'm telling you. That's why I'm here standing before you today saying I've been on the other end and now I'm on this end. And I know what it takes to get from this end to this end. I've tried it all the way through all the other ways and it doesn't work. So now I'm gonna give you, does anybody have any questions about that part? So now what I wanna do is go into the part of what I do. What are some of the things that I do that maybe you can latch on to? So the first thing I want to talk about is my Christmas card campaign. That is my most favorite, okay? Now, I had to readjust it last year because postage has gone through the roof, okay? So we all know that. So what I do is if you have bought or sold a house from me, referred anybody to me, now it's mostly referred anybody to me and been consistent with me and in touch with me. Everybody that I buy, that I work with gets a Christmas card. Everybody. Everybody. Okay, so let me start with that. But if you've referred somebody to me or you are in my, what I call sphere, close, you get a Christmas card from me every day for 12 days. Every day for 12 days. Now, last year, I think I did, well, the year before last, I did like 73. And I'm not joking. And I signed them all personally, every one of them. But I start in October. I get them all signed. In October, they're all signed and stacked up on the floor in my office. Then I start packing them, okay? I do things like gum, sticks of gum, funny stuff. I've done a plastic hair shower cap. I've had people put that on Facebook with the shower cap on. I bought plastic pennies. I do Christmas flat, everything's flat. I try to make it as flat as possible. I do Christmas ornaments, flat. I do, let's see, let me think of something. I've done little notepads, little flat square notepads. Go to Amazon, go to Oriental Trading. They have all kinds of stuff you can get. And that's the biggest campaign of the year that I do. Okay, but let me tell you something, it has paid off. If one person buys a house off of those cards, I've made my money back. You made your money back. So that's the biggest campaign. Yes, sir.
Why 12?
12 days of Christmas. And you do realize 12 days of Christmas are after Christmas, okay? But that's just my thing. But 12 days of Christmas. Okay. I've tried to go through and do it like the song, but I can't find, I can't find turtle doves and stuff like that. And I thought about candy, but see, I don't want anything bulky. It's gonna cost me $5 to mail it. Things like that. But I did cut it down last year because I was doing my whole list. Anybody I've ever sold a house to or they bought a house? Oh yeah. You got address envelopes too. I do the stickers. I did start doing I was handwriting the addresses, but that got to be way too much. So I do the stickers and then I have little labels on that. So that's the biggest thing that I do. Now, do you have to do everybody? No, you don't. But what you could start out doing is pick 5 people. So I tell agents, I'm gonna pick 5 people, just 5, and start it. I had people in my church come up to me and go, oh, my kids, college-age kids, students, run into the mailbox. They have one daughter now that's in college, but she demands that they hold those Christmas cards till she gets out of school for Christmas so she can come home and open them. Then I have other people going, what Christmas cards? What are you talking about? I don't get any. What are you talking about? So it generates, if nothing else, it generates curiosity. And I do that intentionally. So out of all of y'all in here, I might pick 3 that I'll mail a Christmas card to because I know y'all know each other. So somebody's gonna say something. Hey, wait, what is that? Oh, it's cute. Oh, my realtor sent me this Christmas card. And on the front, let me say this, I forgot this. On the front, you can order it off of Amazon. It's a stamp and it says, on the blank day of Christmas, my realtor gave to me. Oh. So not only does the person see it, the mailman sees it when he delivers it. The post office sees it. And I just stamp that on there and put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then I write the numbers in. So, and that came from somebody in our company way back. And when I first started, I was doing like 5. Okay, because I don't know how many of you in here started real estate broke. I did. So I had to do the best thing I could do. That's how I started this way. All right, so let me move on. So then plan for farming. Do you farm? And when I say farming, everybody always assumes it's door knocking, and I have done that. Do not get me wrong, it's a wonderful thing to do. But are you consistent? You know, people say pick 2 neighborhoods. I say pick one neighborhood. Because listen, you're one person. There's, oh, I do 500 houses. Be consistent. Pick 60 houses. But if you pick 60 houses, do those 60 houses at least 6 times a year. Be consistent. Give them frou-frou, give them candy, give them whatever, but then give them something of value. A newsletter. Have you ever seen those? Do a newsletter. I want to know. Maybe I don't want to know. Maybe I don't know that I want to know. But when you give me that newsletter, you go, hey, I just want to let you know that on the back of this newsletter, it's telling you how many houses sold in your neighborhood and what the value is. Okay, that's the value. Give them the value. Give them events going on in Fayetteville, Rayford, Hope County, up front. You know, hey, this is going on. This is what's going on this month. This is what's going on next month. Here's what's going on, because you're going to do the newsletter maybe 3 times a year, so you're going to give them that in increments. But then don't give them something of value, something they can hold on to. Oh, wow, my house is worth this much? I didn't know that. Okay, so let me move on. Schools, here's what I do, okay? I do 2 schools, my CPA, my bank, and that's it. But I'm consistent. I'm consistent. I just took the schools, because it's teacher appreciation. I took the school something. There's 70 people there. I take them 70 items. Now, do I go out and get the most expensive? No, I don't. I did this time. I did little oranges, the little tiny oranges, a pencil, and a card that said, "Orange, you glad you know me? Orange, you glad I'm your realtor? You know me as a realtor." And I put my name and phone number on. Put them in little bags. Might have cost me $150. That's what I did. Some months it's a basket. I go to Dollar Tree, buy a basket, put some tissue paper in it, put bananas, apples, and oranges in it. And they're like, oh, and you think that it's Christmas. They love it. People want to be recognized. People want to know that you're thinking about them. Okay. Doctor's office, dentist offices, your bank, any business, a restaurant. Pick the hostess at the restaurant that you're friends with and go, you take her something, just a little something. And the other people are like, what'd you do to get that? You never know. If you're okay, how many of you got a doctor's appointment this month? Take something of value with you to the doctor's office. 5 pens. Grab some little plastic bags, put some candy in it, your card, put a bow on it. Hey, well, there's 14 of us here. Well, you'll have to share it. Next time you'll know how many's in there. But take that with you. Don't just hand them your card. What's going to happen to that card? If that's what you want to do, get a magnetic card. But don't just hand somebody your card like that, because they're not going to keep it. Not like that. Now, I'm not saying that, because yesterday I drove up to the drive-in window. And I looked at the young girl and I was like, hey, let me give you my business card. I handed it to her with my debit card. They're not going to throw it back there. You know, they haven't yet met. So, but she took it. What does that mean? I don't know. She might have thrown it right in the trash can when I left, but she might have laid it up on the bar. And somebody looked at her and said, oh, right. So you might buy some real estate. Do it in the grocery line. Do it in the grocery line. Anywhere. How many of you love what you do? I love what I do. I love this job business. I love it. And so I'm not trying, like you knock on the door and say, oh, we got no soliciting sign. Ma'am, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I promise. I'm trying to give you something. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Give me something. See, people don't understand that. Like, give me something. Yeah. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Have I gotten doors slammed in my face? Mm-hmm. But it's okay. It's all right. They're missing out. I'm not. I'm going to the next door. Okay. So in the next month, if they're not home, I'm gonna leave it on the door. Okay. So what I do, okay, so people that have bought or sold a house with me get something, but if you refer somebody to me, I'm gonna come fall, I'm gonna go set them up on your porch with a card on it. I'm gonna go set, and I don't have it about 7 of those people, but you build that. I'm gonna go put a pumpkin with a pumpkin pie recipe card on that pumpkin. I'm gonna go get you a box of hearts at Valentine's. Take my card to it. I'm gonna fill this box with goodies. Put a string around it, put my card on it. These are my Christmas cards. All right, survival teacher, survival kit, school starts back. Band-Aid to mend hurt feelings, tea bag to remind you are terrific, crayon to color your day cheerful and bright, paper clip for keeping things organized, Starburst to give you a burst of energy when you need it, and on you can pass it around. I put it in a little bag, I put those items in it, tie it up, take it to the teachers. I give these away. My famous sunglasses. It is away. This is a pretty good Christmas thing. Get your bottle of wine, put it in a bag, wine bag, take a ribbon, put this on or drop it down inside, name, phone number. Okay, pens, people love pens. Do I know? Wine bottle. Where's it from? Pens.com, I think. Forget me nots. I don't want you to forget me. Forget me nots. Take your card to the back. Send them off. Okay, again, it's pens, and these are the ones I did for the school teachers just recently. It says orange, you glad you know a realtor like me. I couldn't remember what it said. Some of the items I put inside the Christmas cards. And you can even put these in there. I mean, that's if you get them and you got them, you can order these on Amazon. I get them, I go to Dollar General, Dollar Tree. But I put these items in, the rest I have used pen, there's my little pad. Okay, so there's so many things that you can do, but all I can tell you is this, and I'll leave you with this, and this is, I'm serious about this. Whatever you decide to do, whatever today you walk away with, be consistent. That's all I'm saying. Don't try to do everything I said today, because I don't know if anybody can do that. How many of you are a member of your local chamber? How many of you go to your town board meetings? How many of you agree with the way things are going in the world today? Go to your town board. That's where it starts. Go to your town board. I don't say go to every one, but go to one. Sit in, let people know who you are. Wear your name tag. How many of you got a name tag on today? Where are they? If I didn't know, I wouldn't even know you were a realtor. How do I know you're a realtor? You walk in the store and go, oh, realtor. No, you don't. Put that name tag on. And let me tell you something. Do it again. I used to wear mine. I don't want people to know that. Why? Why don't you want to know? How many times have I walked in a store and somebody, oh, you're a realtor? You know, my husband and I are thinking about selling our house. You got a card? Get your name tag. Put it with your whatever your routine is. I'm a routine person. I get up in the morning, my jewelry, my name tag's laying right on top. Because I know I got to put that on. Put it wherever you know you're gonna put it on. Okay? Don't be a secret agent. And how many agents do we have in February? You might know the number? In our MLS. How many we got? 2,700. Why in the world am I going to talk to you about selling real estate if I don't even know you're an agent? I walk up and go, are you a real estate agent? Well, how'd you know? I just was guessing. How do you know? Well, last night I went to the restaurant and I had the waitress walked in and she goes, did you go to work today, ma'am? And I was like, yeah. Yeah, I have my name tag. I was like, yeah, I work. And she said, do you work with people? Were you around people? Yes. She said, so you're telling me that you work in office and nobody told you all day long that your name tag was upside down? Oh. I guess how I played that one off. I bust out back and I said, but you noticed it, didn't you? Yeah. And she's like, what? I said, I did that on purpose. I was like, I did that on purpose. I wanted to see if you noticed. And she was laughing. I said, I'm just joking. I said, I just put it on upside down. Really, I took it off and put it back on. And it could have been upside down all day. I don't know, but is that not a good way to get somebody to say to you, hey, your name tag's upside? Because when she said that to me, I looked right at her and I said, so what company do I work at? She said, I don't know that. I said, I wanted to see. I wanted her to see that. I wanted her to notice that. Joke about it. Love what you do. Love your real estate business. It's yours. And nobody can take that away from you, but you can build that. You can build that and be great at it. Why not? So how many of you, when you got in the business, when you started in real estate, made your list of your people that you know? 100 people. Well, I don't know 100 people. Really? Yes, you do. You do know 100 people. How many of you sent them a handwritten card saying, hey, I'm a real estate agent? Think you might want to do that? I'm going to leave you with this. because we've talked about name tags, take a friend to lunch, give them some business cards and say, will you help me grow my business? What I'm gonna leave you with is, I used to attend a very, very small church. Okay? There were 9 of us in our choir, 9 people. I went into the church one night, choir practice, and I was like, oh, I'm going to real estate school. The woman sitting next to me, who I've known most of my life, said, my son's a real estate agent. What? My son's a real estate agent. Everybody in that choir looked at her and said, when? Nobody knew. By the time I got my license, he was out of real estate and moved on. If you go to that church today and you walk up and you say, do you have a real estate agent at your church? Guess whose name they're gonna say? But I never wore my name tag at church. I never went to church and go, what? Y'all listen to me? But they knew I was a real estate agent. They know I'm a real estate agent. Do not be a secret agent. You don't have to blare it. You don't have to wear it on your clothes all the time. But there's ways that you can do these things so that people will know. Mail them a card. Put your card in it. That's one of the items I put in my Christmas card sometimes, is a business card. I put in my Christmas card. Just stick my business card in there immediately. Just as a reminder. So I'm gonna leave it with that. Don't be a secret agent. Be proud of what you're doing. It is a wonderful career.
I kept hearing too. So who's taking notes in here? Sweet. You know, one time I heard only the successful take notes. That's what I heard one time. So after that, I started taking notes. There's something that goes, I was like, I want to be successful. That sounds cool. So one of the things, a phrase that I know is consistency compounds. Consistency compounds. And that's exactly what she kept talking about, was just, she gave you a ton of ideas. It's just the whole idea was just to be consistent on at least 1 or 2 of those ideas, right? Or 1 neighborhood versus 2 neighborhoods. So I do appreciate that, Dixie. You did kill it.
Thank you.
Do you guys know why I'm up here? All right, cool. Social media. Yep. Yep. I'm gonna talk a little bit about social media, but I will say, reject this call. I will say that what Dixie talked about though is the bottom of the funnel. So if you imagine this funnel that looks like a funnel, at the very top, I would put social media, meaning you're gonna get all types of people, maybe cold leads, maybe warm leads. But at the end of the day, you truly should be running what Dixie's running. All right, should be building your database the right way and communicating with it systematically in a great way where they love you and you love them. So I want to caveat what I'm about to go over by saying that's the end game. Everyone starts at the funnel, moves down. That's the end game. Cool? Y'all good with that? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Sweet. All right. Something else I'm going to talk about is create, don't consume. So if you're taking notes, create, don't consume. Anybody know what that means when I say that? What's up, Raul?
Don't get caught up in looking or watching the social media, be a creator of the content instead. You can spend a lot of time just looking at the content instead of actually creating it.
That's right. Yeah. So who gets stuck sometimes where they've been scrolling a few times and like, oh, whoa, I really need to step back for a second. So don't get in that mode, because obviously when she was talking about scheduling, that could really ruin your schedule. You could really run over time. You're not using your time to the highest ability. So I'm just throwing some caveats before I start talking about social media, right? So create, don't consume. Write that down. Create, don't consume. Create, don't consume. Who wants to win something? Anybody want to win anything today? Sweet. Who would want to win a t-shirt like this? It says real estate with the state of North Carolina on it. Sweet. Do you think that this is a lead generation t-shirt?
Yes.
Of course it is. This is one of the best t-shirts to wear when you're traveling, by the way, because they noticed in North Carolina, and somebody who's from North Carolina started that conversation. So if you don't mind, since we're talking about social media, take a selfie, maybe. Take a picture of the person next to you. Just don't tell them, maybe. Or take a picture of me up here as I'm teaching, and I want you to post it. And what I want you, and I don't care how goofy my face looks, don't worry, I don't care. I could be mid-conversation, half the face is crooked, but post it, and you could put something like, hey, learning more to better serve my clients. But I want you to use that hashtag right up there. Hashtag Faye Real Estate. Hashtag Faye Real Estate. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick maybe 1 or 2 people at the end of this class that will win a free t-shirt. All right, I'll pay for shipping, so you only have to pay for shipping. I'll send it straight to you. But this is starting the journey of telling your story. And this is what we do in terms of social media. All we do is tell our story. What are humans innately attracted to?
Story.
Yes, stories. There was a time when we would stand around around a campfire telling stories. This is before the radio, this is before the TV, this is before podcasts. This is because we're attracted to stories. So who's got a story to tell in here? Raise your hand.
Everyone. Sorry.
No, you're right, but I only saw 2 hands. Who's got a story to tell in here? Oh, you're posting, my bad, my bad. Keep posting, keep posting. Yeah, being consistent. That's another story to be told today. It's like, if there's one thing I learned today, it's to be consistent. Who agrees? That's an easy social media post. So you're just telling your story. Okay? Everyone good with that?
Yeah.
And you get the opportunity to win a t-shirt, so let's go. All right, so I put this together before actually this class, and if you're writing notes, write A-E-I-O-U. What are those? Bow. So do you vow to run this strategy in your business? No. I was like, what dad joke can I throw in here? So vow to run this strategy in your business in terms of social media. This would be a good way for you to remember is A-E-I-O-U. Cool? Cool. So the A is action. The A is action. And it might, well, what do you guys think when you hear that? If I say A is action, what do you think? What do you think?
Movement.
Movement.
Do it, do something.
Do it. Do something. Do something. That's right. So I'm going to attach a different type of action to this as well, because you're right. You need to take action. Everything you learned here today, if you don't take action, what was the point? You warmed a seat today. Congratulations. But the point is to take action. And you might even win something by taking action. But what I mean by this is a CTA. What is a CTA? Anybody know what that is?
Call to action.
Call to action. This is what I mean by action. So as you're putting anything on the social webs and you're putting something on the social media platform of your choice, what I want you to do is put in the habit of putting a call to action on there. Why? Get response. Now, why would somebody want to give you their response?
Well, just like win the t-shirt.
Win the t-shirt?
Yeah.
Contact information? What do you mean by that, win the t-shirt?
Because you asked me to do it, I've already done it,
Yeah?
because it's a possibility that I win something, so it's a call to action. You gave me a challenge.
Yep.
And I met that challenge right now.
Yeah.
So I want a t-shirt.
Speed of the leader, speed of the pack, right? Like, there's no point of me to say to do something if I'm not gonna do it myself. So call to action's huge. Do you think people love sharing their opinion? Yeah, like 100%, either good or bad. So give them that opportunity. Who knows what YFM means? WIIFM.
What's in it for me?
What's in it for me? So if you could give some type of call to action within your social media posts that is gonna help them win or help them express an opportunity or express a I just said it. Opinion. Express their own opinion, then you're gonna build a post that's gonna have a lot of interaction to it. Any questions on that, or maybe some examples that you guys could give?
I saw a great one the other day that it was just a maybe 10-second TikTok about, hey, I'm running an experiment, I really need some help. Can you just put in the comments what the color of your sheets are?
Oh,
I looked at the comments and comments.
Color of sheets?
Yeah. I was like,
who can run that today? Raise your hand. I'm running a contest, just super curious. What's the color of your sheets?
Just like putting on there, different rooms, you put 4 different
Yes.
living rooms, and you say, which would you
Yep.
choose, houses?
And make it easy for them. So put A, B, C, or D, where they would just put B.
Yeah, and you said we're realtor with their photo, just take a photo, which one is?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. I came across some of y'all may not know this. I used to have a big old beard.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it came across my feed and I just posted like, should I grow my beard back? I'm not growing it back. But I just want something to engage people to have that conversation. That's all. So having that call to action. You're also in a house that maybe you see some paint on the wall, maybe take a picture of it and be like, hey, would you want this color paint in your house? That's it. It's very simple. What are some other call to actions that I may be missing that's like floating around in your head right now you may want to share with everybody?
Well, I mean, going back to what I said, putting the cards in the, when you get kids
Yeah.
at lunch, you're going, call to action, would you give these cards out?
Yep.
It could be that in social media as well, but you're still giving a call to action.
Yep, and here's another one, that you just reminded me of one. If you're growing a team, a real estate team, you can also say, if you challenge them to do their own post, like you guys say, I didn't do this today in this class because it's less quote unquote about me, but it's to say, tag me in it so I know you did it.
Yeah.
Tag me in it so I know you did it. So there's a bit of accountability in that if you're building a real estate team and you're asking them to do some social media posts. There's that. What about E? Anybody want to take a guess on what E may mean? Energy. Ooh, I like that. It's not that, but you like
Effort.
enthusiasm. All right. You know what? Come up here, Tisa. She got all the E words. Enthusiastic. Edutainment. Edutainment. That's a edutainment.
And educate
It's like-
and entertain.
Educating and entertaining. Yep. Mix it together, you come up with
Educate.
edutainment. What does that mean?
You entertain learning.
Adding value, so you're learning something from it.
Yep, they're learning something from you. We know broccoli's good for you. But it's not necessarily fun. Right? You said it, right? Like, don't bore them with a bunch of posts. There's a quote that goes, I think I wrote it down. Yeah, give them what they want. Write this down if you were taking notes. Give them what they want. Give them what they want. Then give them what they need. Give them what they want. Then give them what they need. We know we need to give them true value. We know that. But to come across and just throw some broccoli at them, they're gonna do what my 5-year-old does. Huh?
Where's the cheese?
Where's the cheese? Better drown this in cheese. I'm not eating that plain. But what do they want? They want the cheese. Right? So what would be some examples of making educational information that you know the potential or the current clients you have entertaining?
That's like Dix was saying, postcards showing what the houses were, what houses are sold in the neighborhood.
Yep.
So people have no idea what house or what these.
Yeah. How could you make that super entertaining? Cause you come up with some, you throw sticks of gum in your mail, right? Or like shower caps, right? You're building a little bit of entertainment
On
on
the
it too.
flip side of it, showing like this, and we take it there,
Yep.
is you're putting on there what activities, you're giving them food, you're feeding them at fun stuff on the front, but on the back, then you're giving them knowledge, you're giving them something they can
Are you
take,
telling me you're giving them what they want and then
what they need.
giving them what they need? Give me some other examples. What would be a way that you could give some information but keeping it educational? I would, as you guys think, there's another quote, again, I'm just like, just keep writing stuff down. Which is success leaves clues. Some of y'all may have heard that before. Success leaves clues. So all I do is just copy others. We talked a little bit about this. If y'all don't know Raul, he runs something called Pints and Properties here in Fayetteville. Yeah, so it's an investor meetup. And we were talking and I told him, I was like, I'm sitting on the shoulder of giants. Essentially, I take everything because people have already figured this stuff out. Okay, so I've created a YouTube channel called Find Fayetteville. Does anybody know what that is? Find Fayetteville? Okay, a few people, I could do a better job of pushing it out. But it's called Find Fayetteville. What is it? It is education about the community in a fun way. So I'm talking to business owners, we're laughing, we're cracking up, we're being unconventional in our conversations. But every month, does the MLS, by the way, give a report on, let's say, Cumberland County on what the market was, right? Y'all know how to find that? Perfect. Who's got Zoom in here? Let me do this. Who doesn't have Zoom in here?
Zoom in the app.
Yeah. You got it. All right, that's what I'm saying. You are only in 2020, you know what I mean? Yeah. So now that you have that, what if you could just share screen of the MLS, record yourself going over the stats? and put it on a YouTube channel or put it on Facebook and go live. What if somebody has a question like, well, why is it down 13% listing, let's say, list to under contract price? So why is the amount that we're putting homes on the market down 13% once it actually sells? What's going on here, right? They might have those questions, but that's where you can make something informational, a little bit more educational, a little bit more entertainment. You go live and put your twist on it. Any questions on them? So think edutainment. And if you want, go to Find Fayetteville, which is something that I took from a dude in Texas who's killing it. He built a YouTube channel, and my banner literally looks like his, but just with North Carolina versus Texas. So if you want, go to Find Fayetteville, start taking everything. It's an easy way of getting ahead. It's just copying what other people are doing that are doing a really good job at. That's all. AEI. What's I? This one should be easy. Ideas, I like that. Information. I is just I. Yeah. I is just I. So what do I mean by, if you're gonna do some social media posts, I? What do I mean by that? Post about who?
Talk about yourself.
Talk a little bit about yourself. Now, if I'm doing like edutainment, I'm doing call to actions, for the first person who sees this, wants a t-shirt, real estate, let me go in, let me do a free CMA. The I part is to get a little bit more personal. They want to know you're real. You like that t-shirt? Yo, post twice. I don't know. I though, talk about yourself. So here's some examples, right? Who's got a family in here? If you feel comfortable enough, post you hanging out with your family. Like my daughter and I, 5-year-old daughter, was last night we were doing a puzzle. So I put that on, or it's a Lego puzzle. I put that on social media, like working on brain or something. I don't know what that's. But I'm always posting something a little bit about, and honestly, it's behind her. So I try not to do a lot of posts of just her face, you know, like it's kind of the back of her head. But anyways, is that, so you got family, what about hobbies? Where's some hobbies you guys enjoy doing?
Who started the garden this year?
Get out of here.
You start posting my garden.
Who is terrible at growing a garden? Raise your hand. Yo, half the class, do you think, look, you got the name in this class. So maybe, you know, post you like, what's one fruit or veggie that you're working on at the moment?
Well, I'm gonna get tomatoes
Okay,
and zucchini and squash.
okay, all right. So maybe when?
I have pictures from what I did last year. I had before and after, they did really good and it looked really bad, so I'm gonna lead off of what I did last year.
Okay.
It didn't work,
All right,
so.
so let's use that for an example. You do a post, you have zucchini.
Mhm.
What could you do? You're about to post, how would that post look for zucchini, for the personal part?
So maybe when I'm, she'll be at the store buying a little zucchini plant.
Okay, all right,
Can't even start my garden.
yep,
It's exciting.
about to start my garden, zucchini special, what could you end it with? The post, you got the picture, you got the words, what could you put at the bottom of the words? To just hide this post?
Hashtag.
Hashtag.
You can use hashtag, you can use hashtag,
What are you growing this year?
call to action. So get them involved. You may not take any of their advice.
Right, right.
But be like, how did y'all grow zucchinis? And maybe you have your for sale sign in the background, just fuzzy enough, but it's there. You know, like you can
do
work
that
at
as
it.
a Showing how it's progressing, like every once a week or something, take a picture, do the same thing.
Yeah,
Last year versus this year, how bad it is
Yeah.
versus how good this year.
and if it gets big enough, you can do a CMA on
Yes.
it. Just put it on the market, see what happens. Projects, so anybody got projects they're working on, maybe home projects, car projects, anything like that?
The real estate house always been progress.
Mm-hmm,
You grew up right in your yard.
Okay.
yard work.
I'm working on the back question, my sister. I did.
Okay.
I had that new video.
there you go, tag me in, so I know you did.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
T-shirt.
Throw a t-shirt together. Y'all got a t-shirt idea, right? When you're talking about that. But yeah, so talking about yourself, doing a little bit of a personal touch while you're doing social media is gonna help. So you got A, E, I, we need two more. We got O.
Oh,
Opportunity, y'all got the best words. Outcome,
Others.
original. OG,
Outsource.
outsource, delegate to, you gotta delegate to elevate, tell her. O is something that we saw demand about a few years ago that we, at least we saw that was gonna enter the market. That we just started talking about, which are open houses. But open houses, doing a tour of the open house. Now, I think there's a good way of doing this, and I think there's just an average way of doing this. What would be the average way of doing an open house, something you want to put on social media?
Just post a picture.
Post a picture?
Post a picture of flyer with your open house flyer.
Okay,
Quick video through the house.
quick video through the house. These are fine, right? The something is always gonna beat the nothing, right? If you're writing notes, actually got this on my background, which is 1 is greater than 0. So something's always better than nothing, right? But those are average. So what if you were to do a tour of the house, but you actually set up your camera and you talk about this tour, you talk about the house, you maybe talk about the cut sheet, you talk to some of the neighbors, you talk about the neighborhood, you talk about, I don't know, Harris Teeter being 3 minutes up the road, the school did. What if you went so in depth and you went around the house with your phone like this, not like this, and recorded as you did it? Who knows what Fiverr.com is? Got a few people, right? Five, yep, with 2 R's at the end. So Fiverr.com. So there are people there that would put that video together for 15 bucks. Now you have more professional level open house or tour that you could do as well. Now this helped us, maybe I did, but I did $1 million property downtown. It's like 1.2 or something like that. And that's what I did. I went through here like this, yeah, downtown. You looking for a 1.2 million? What is it called to action? It's like immediately. It's embedded in me. I mean, embedded. No, it's good. But yeah, so you could go around the house, do this. You already got the audio and have them do it. Have them put it together, 15 minutes or so. I think that extra level of care is not only going to show the clients that you do just a little bit more than average, but it's also going to show the sellers you do a little bit more than average.
So far, do you use a specific person or you use a random to do your video?
Either. No, well, not so random. They're like, why are you in my house? And you're like, just hold on, I'm doing a video.
The Fiverr.
Video.
Fiverr. Yes.
Fiverr, but do you have a certain person you work with? You just.
I do. Yeah. And actually,
Oh,
I don't, here, I'll tell you. It's because someone else just sent me an email, so we're doing an investment property right now, and we're documenting this exactly, by the way. We're doing a tour, we're doing the video, we're telling the story, and the video comes out today.
really?
Yeah.
They're
No, it's the Proven by Ruben one. So that's why I wrote my @Proven by Ruben on YouTube. But the company making this one was $15 for them to do this video. It's called One Virtual Desk. And the person who did this is marketing at onevirtualdesk.com. Let her know I sent you. I don't get anything, I don't think, but maybe I do. So just let her know I sent you.
Marketing at what?
Oh, shoot, I just closed it out.
One virtual desk.
One Virtual Desk. Yep. Marketing at One Virtual Desk and www.onevirtualdesk.com. You heard it here first. So they've already done one video for us, which was really good. So that's my first time using off Fiverr. But yeah, open house. Open house of your units. If you don't have a listing or a listing that you really want to show, do you think that there's other agents that would love that marketing done? Yeah. Do you think that was my $1.2 million listing? Yeah, so it's in mine. But I definitely reached out to that agent and they said, yes, please. This thing's been sitting on the market for a minute. Cool. So other sellers are going to see that you take that time, especially more higher price listings, to do those type of videos. And oh, by the way, is this video now living on the internet for good and is now real estate on the internet? For sure. For sure. Last one, you. This one's, I believe, the most important. You. But what I mean by that is be you. Don't try to fake the funk. Maybe you write that down. Don't fake the funk. Don't fake the funk. it will come across so fake that people will read it from a mile away. I met with an agent yesterday, suited up to the nines. He was decked out. I showed up in a t-shirt and shorts. But I'm not faking the funk anymore. Some people think I was doing this because it's a brand thing. No, I'm comfortable. And I guess I'm reaching that age where it's like, I don't even care. I just want to be comfortable. Yeah. But just be you, man. The more you are you, the more you're gonna attract people that like you for you. The more you do fake stuff on social media, the more you're gonna attract the people that you don't want to be around. And literally, that makes no sense at all. So while you're doing this, if you're like, man, that looked dumb. That looked dumb. Or, oh, I smiled weird. Post it. It's you. It's you. Open it up to Q&A. We've got 8 minutes. I did want to make this about you guys, so once you guys leave, you're like, man, I'm glad I went to that class. I'm going to every class that Dixie puts on. That Ruben guy, he's all right, but Dixie.
I got notes.
By the way, could you post something and say, hey, I went to a social media class, how to better give, I don't know, X to our clients, who wants my notes? No, yeah, this is mine. Nobody gets it. But that could be a great way for you to start building relationships with other agents.
Yeah.
Right? And you can add them into your database and communicate with them. Why would you do that? How many agents leave, unfortunately, how many agents leave the business in their second year?
90%.
88% or 90%. So those agents you're building relationships with now, just look at this room. Only 10% will be here in 2 years. Wouldn't it be nice that you're the one who built the relationship with the other 90%?
Here's your database.
It built out your database, and you think that they were telling people that they were a real estate agent for 2 years before they got out of the business? So when people are reaching out to them and asking like, hey, I'm looking for someone to help me buy or sell, and they're like, oh, I'm no longer in the business, but Rahul gave me notes to this one class and kept it. So there's many reasons why you do that, but that's another call to action. Hey, I got a note. Any event that we go to, we got a 12-step plan to events that we go to, and that's one of them. It's like, hey, who wants my notes when I go? You come from contribution, right? From that, but it's another call to action.
Because it's all about giving. You
YFM.
have to love what you do.
Yep.
And you have to give back in order to receive.
Yeah. Did you hear that? No. I'm messing. What other questions though? We got 6 minutes. It could be anything about social media. So she rated, yeah. And then I'm coming to you right afterwards.
You talked about the top of the funnel being social media and the bottom of the funnel being what Dixie talked about?
Yeah.
Is that the whole funnel?
No, that's not the whole funnel. So, social media, if we're stuck to even social media, it's at the top, but depending on the platform you use and most comfortable with is obviously a little bit deeper in the funnel. Like I throw the same content on all platforms, even a platform called Lemonade. Has anyone heard them? So don't go there if you're not starting on Instagram yet. You know what I mean? Like just use something that the masses use right now. That's the whole idea, But Lemonade may be a good thing or it may not be a good thing. So I'm posting the same content there too. That is much higher on the funnel, right? I barely get any engagement, but if it pops, it pops. And first being there versus could be a good move. So that a lot if you're door knocking, those are cold, extremely cold, cold calls, internet leads, all this stuff is at the top. But eventually you've got to build a database or a CRM, and that is a whole other class.
Yeah.
If you don't have your own CRM, you're not in business. There's another quote that goes, hope is not a strategy. So if you're hoping that you get leads for the rest of your life, you'll be part of that 90%. Build a database. So that's the bottom. Every business has a database. Does the association have a database? Yeah, I figured it. Of course they do. Y'all get emails from them and everything else. Great question.
Well, that was part of what I asked, what platform do you have preference for? Which one do you favor more than the other?
Okay.
Because you hear things about Facebook is older and Instagram's newer.
Yeah. And Meta is getting rid of Workplace for some, so y'all know that. Yep. But till I think August 2025 we'll have it. So, but I'll do this and I'm gonna jump to you. So I personally use Instagram the most, because it's the easiest way to tell my story. Y'all know what stories are on Instagram, they stole that idea from Snapchat.
Yeah.
So I was on Snapchat, I was selling homes on Snapchat. Till most of the attention went to, because I was just telling my story, I was just, hey, I'm in this odd house, watch my back. Looks sketchy when I walked in, I don't know. But Instagram is now stories, I find a lot more engagement on there, and you can have people engage, you can put polls. You like this or not, they can click yes or no, make a little slide, a little flame over if they like it, you can ask questions. There was one thing I put, which I don't know why I do this, I don't do this anymore, but every Sunday maybe or Saturday, I would say, how many appointments do you think I got next week? And then I put like a quiz. And just get people to engage. But Instagram for me, there's another, we have another agent and he asked the same question, which platform should I focus on? I said one, kind of to your thing, just one. And be consistent, and he's got way more followers than I do on Instagram. He like killed me, because I'm spreading. I got like a buckshot. Well, he doesn't. He's very focused. Yep, great question.
Definitely depends on your audience as well, right?
Yeah, because LinkedIn's a lot more professional. So there are things I don't post there that I will post on Instagram and all the other fun things. What was your question?
How do you incorporate AI like ChatGPT? How do you incorporate?
That's a good one. So for your listing that you're gonna get professionally, it's professionals, but just cheap professionals. Your tours of your houses, what if you don't know what to say about this property? Or what's the best title for SEO for your YouTube? ChatGPT. I'm like, hey, I just did a video in Rayford about this property. What's the best title for SEO for Google searches? Perfect. What's the best description for SEO? Perfect. So I use that. I use it for that.
Okay, you got it done. What does this say?
What is it?
Optimization.
So when you put in something, oh, and here's an easy one. Once you put in a search into Google, like how to buy a home, all the other ones you can also use as tags in your, gets deeper into social media, obviously, or YouTube, but you can use those as tag searches too, because Google owns YouTube. So of course it's gonna help. But yeah, to better, if someone searches what you just posted, you want yours to be as high as possible on the list. That's SEO. Yeah, because if I did something like, what an awesome house.
Okay.
Had a door. Few windows. Like I can't make it sound really good. ChatGPT would do that for me. What other questions? We got like 45 seconds. One more question. Oh, let's do this. What'd you guys get out of this class? What'd you guys learn? Something you learned that you didn't know before.
Build websites.
Build a website?
No, the websites you told us about.
Oh, yeah. Fine, yeah.
Call to action. So I thought like, I just post, I'm not asking
Yeah,
you to be interactive.
yeah.
Create.
Yeah.
Create, don't consume. It's a big one. If you got kids, that's a good one too.
I need to start videos. I hate it. I can't say video.
So do you have to be the one in front of the video? No, so start there. Point at someone else. It's like, you came to class today. No, I don't know, don't do that. But, yeah, you just, focus it somewhere else. You'll eventually realize that no one cares. They see and hear you every single day, like, it's not different. When you post it, it's like, wow, did you hear how she sounded though? It's like, they always know how you sound. And eventually you realize that nobody cares. Nobody cares. And our attention span is this.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
So I have a friend and she has become consumed with social media and all these platforms. And she loses sleep talking about algorithms and I'm like, girl, that's not even your lane. So after this class, I do want to encourage her to be consistent, pick one platform and stick with it. And I think being consistent really just wraps it up. You don't have to go every day, 2 or 3 times a day. She said someone told her that she has to do that. And it can be really stressful thinking about social media and doing videos and this is what everyone else is doing. But just be consistent and show up whenever you can and don't stress about it.
That's right. There's not even a certain time that I do social media. All I'm doing is, what did I say? I'm telling this story. That's it. And that could be at any time, at any day. And and when they say somebody said post it 2 or 3 times a day, Well, why? Where did they get that information from?
Right.
Is this somebody that has a course? Is it somebody that wants more followers? Right, so you gotta think, there's always something on the other end of that. Just do you. What did it end with? Be you. Be you, just do you and tell your stories, or tell your story. The class is, I wanna cut it on time, just in case you guys need to go anywhere, but you and I'm staying. If you wanna chat, but before you guys go, can we take a selfie? Or is there something you have to say? Can we take a selfie before we go? Alright, y'all good? Alright, first off,
Take my hand and come with me because you look so fine that I really wanna make you mine.